What is up, Soul Fam? This is Drea Aguilar. I am the Conscious Mother, a Reiki Master, quantum healer, and your spiritual awakening guide. I am on here today because I have had a gnarly Scorpio Mercury retrograde season, and it was really tough. And I was actually looking back in all those Facebook memories, and I was looking at it, and I'm always like this during Scorpio season. And as I've learned more about myself, my type, and how I function and work through astrology, I'm a Taurus, which is the actual opposite or the opposition of Scorpio. So this is a very extremely uncomfortable time for me. I just I get really in my shadow. It gets real dark real quick, and I can go there. like, um, I've had a lot of childhood complex PTSD. There are actually charts of like what counts as a capital, T trauma versus a lowercase t trauma. And I've got 3 or 4 checked off on the capital T trauma and a few checked off in the lowercase t. So my PTSD can be pretty complex, and which may be why I was activated to be an empath as I am. It 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 gets real difficult because I'm feeling so much, and the weather has changed. There's less sun in the sky, and I just go to a weird dark place. And it's all internal, so you won't always see it on the outside. My PTSD is so complex. it's, and I was raised with a dad who always said to put a smile on my face, and so I did. And I think that either could have done a couple of things. For sure, smiling through pain then tricks your mind, everything is great. I'm happy. And your mind doesn't really know the difference, so you're smiling and it's training it. Oh, I can be happy right now. But then I don't know. I think it's like kind of a chameleon where I could be going through some really shadow stuff and you would never know it, ever. Um, in the last couple years, where I've gotten really in tune with myself, you probably can sense it, and I won't hide it. I'll just give it to you straight. Fucking going through a shitty time right now. Um, that's part of the ebb and flow of life. We're gonna go through these times, and it's been a really big awakening for me during this period. Like it was exactly a year ago. Like I cannot tell you, but I've been able to cross a few more hurdles in my self-awareness, especially around scarcity mindset, around unconditional love, and for sure guilt. So it was a great reflection for me to understand the parts of myself that operate in this old paradigm programming. And I'll fight it tooth and nail. I want to keep this. This is mine. You cannot have it. But fuck, it really sucks. It doesn't feel good in my body, and yet I keep it real close to me. And anyone that wants to get close or try to take it out of my hands, or even simply help me, I'll fight. I'll fight you. I will fight you. Um, it's interesting to notice. So where I'm getting at and how this all relates is I have had a huge shadow time, and right as Mercury last week was going out of the retrograde, uh, yeah, exactly a week ago, I received a group text message with my dad's phone number accidentally in the text. And he answers us, and we're talking about holiday plans, and he is mad. This number that used to be my father's was angry, but all he could say was, fuck you, over and over again, until I was like, well, he must be pissed. Until he says it in Tagalog, putang nangamo. My dad would say that all the time. And how would a random number, whoever has it right now, would know that he is or she is speaking to Filipinos? And I just thought it was weird. And then I still brushed it off. I'm like, okay, it's not confirmation enough. I'm just kidding. It could be somebody who knows us, but is really pissed and can't express why. Some time goes by, and this text, my dad's number, still pissed at us, still saying fuck you. And then he says, gago, stupid, in Tagalog. My dad would tell me this on the daily, that I was stupid. Gago, gago. And that has embedded into my cellular memory, into my nervous system, telling me that I am stupid. And so I realize right now, as I'm speaking this to you, this tab that's open and running in the background saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over, preventing me from being my truest self because I believe I'm stupid, when in fact that is not true. And so I really sat on this text. I was like, is no one else seeing this or noticing this? Is this not weird to anyone? Nope, not you. Is that weird to you that he would say that? Oh, don't think too much into it. But that's my nature. Of course I'm going to think too much into it. And I let it sit until this morning. I reached out to a medium who I met at Gypsy 5, run by the fabulous JD. JD had a cute, awesome little healers pop-up, and I met Leticia. And Leticia is a beautiful oracle card designer. She works in aura colors. She is a talented seer, talented clairvoyant and medium. And I reached out to her because I trust her. And, there's a lot of people claiming to be specific things or do things for you, but go with the people who you trust. And you'll know. Trust your intuition. You're your own oracle. Some people help just guide, see things that you can't see, point out the blind spots for you. She's a great person for that, for me. Because when I first met her, she connected to my dad without me even asking. I had no idea. She was just giving me a card reading and told me that there was a figure there, and it happened to be my father. And we set up a call this morning, and she started communicating with my dad and my mom and my spirit guides and even Zephyr. And through the messaging of my dad, it was actually quite the opposite of what I was thinking what was going on. I was like, is this man really pissed at me? I thought he was dead. Like, if you're dead, you should be living in infinite source love, creator of all, right? There's no room to be mad. And so I really needed answers. And Leticia just was so kind, and her messaging it just landed so well for me because it truly felt like it was coming from him. Um, he's proud of me, and he's happy to see what I am doing, and he wants to help. He also wishes to be healed. He was requesting that I send Reiki to him and heal those parts of his soul, the way he wished he could have raised me, the way he wished he could have done things. He's proud of me. He's proud of how great of an awesome mother I am. And it felt good to hear that. And he had a lot to say. I'm pretty sure it took about 30 minutes of communication with him to get it all out. I have like pages of what he was letting me know. And it was all about, yes, connecting with my ancestry and finding healing modalities through that, which I'm absolutely so totally interested in. That's why I have this tattoo, actually. It is a representation of me connecting with my ancestors through this beautiful tribal ink. And he also told me that that it's gonna change. Really, something big is coming on a larger scale, whatever that means. But as long as I stay in my light, I should be performing those butterflies flying and be a source of inspiration, connect to spirit, and touch lives through the trauma that I've been through. And that really, like, wow. Yes. Why do I hide that? I could talk about the trauma that I've gone through and how I've survived it, how I've healed it and always will be healing it, and how I've manifested really this beautiful life that I have right now, that I'm extremely grateful for. Sometimes I don't always see that, but I'm grateful for it. And, we create our own reality. And I created this. He also talked about using my throat more. And then I got to the point where, or part where I asked, well, why were these texts so aggressive? And what is that message for me? Why is he talking to me like that? And she was saying the timing is not a coincidence. These triggers had to happen, these fears. Me and this negative self-talk of being stupid and like down on myself sometimes. I can, like my shadow side, as Ryan, my partner, would put it, I am a angry, repressed Asian man inside my body, and it comes out in really crazy ways sometimes. Yeah, and it's really just like my hurt, wounded dad who needs nurturing, who needs care and needs to be sent love. And honestly, I could be sending him a lot more love. He has not crossed my mind that much, and I should honor him every single day. So I'm going to make that commitment right now with all of you. So that was just hearing like that these texts were my internal fears. I am able to see that I can release that, and he's actually asking me to give it back to him, that it doesn't even belong to me. And it has a lot to do with a question I had asked previously, which was, what is blocking me from my abundance? And it's the way, the frequency of these words and how it affected me growing up and how it remains to affect me to this day, because I feel like sometimes I am used to not, okay, let me change my language here. So I'm not it anymore. I used to, I used to. I would replace that with, yeah, I used to be that way. I'm not that way anymore. I'm not allowing the programs of this angry, repressed Asian man to be in the way of my greatness. I release it. I use the fire to burn it. She also talked to my mom, and my mom died when I was 2. And I can say that with a gentle smile on my face because she holds me in a different way. And it was really cool to communicate with her because I have never really had any memories of my mother, and I wish I did. She does not always come through when my dad is always on the other side trying to talk to me. She's always kind of hiding in her essence. And at first she wouldn't let Leticia see her face, just his color. But we got comfortable and she showed herself really quickly, and it was exactly what my mom looks like. So that was really nice to hear from her, and how she is certainly with us, and she loves to hang out with Zephyr and play with him in the living room, and I welcome that. And Zephyr even had messages for me, and he is certainly a sensitive spirit, and that's really all I'll say about that to protect him. Yep, he's just a light being social butterfly. And I'm gonna honor that more and bring more people in his lives. He really enjoys community and friendship. Well, that was my reading, and I thought it would be helpful for anyone that has lost anyone and feels like they could communicate with them and see them on the other side. After the reading, I feel lighter, I feel clear, I feel inspired. Yeah, I feel like there's closure and so much growth out of it. And really the last week and receiving these really nasty texts from my dad's old phone number. How haunting is that? To this week where I'm realizing he was giving me an opportunity to let go and release some of what I've inherited from him. Clear it from the cache. Empty that trash can. Pew! Bye!